So as President Biden meets with U.S. soldiers and humanitarian leaders in Poland, will it actually change the course of this war? Senior national correspondent Terry Moran also in country for us. He's in Warsaw, Poland today. Terry, let's talk about how significant of a presidential visit this is to Poland and what exactly the president of Poland needs to hear from our president.
It's very significant, Kira, isn't it? Especially at this moment. This is the moment of crisis. This is the moment when this country, Poland, has shouldered the vast majority of the burden of the humanitarian catastrophe caused by Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine. More than 2 million refugees now have arrived in Poland. Take a minute and think about that. In just a few weeks, 2 million people, their lives shattered, leaving their homes behind, many in grief with loved ones who had been killed. And the Polish people taking them in, their government doing their best to provide for them. President Biden arrives with a pledge of $1 billion of assistance for the massive humanitarian effort underway and that will be to come as well as this war grinds on. But then the president is really also on the front lines, not of the battlefields. Of course, those are in Ukraine. But this is the new front line, the border between Poland and Ukraine and Poland and Russia and the other Eastern European countries. In the struggle, the conflict that has emerged quite suddenly in Europe between the free, liberal, democratic societies of the West and really the tyranny that Vladimir Putin has now established without any disguise in the Kremlin. That is a very different reality than at the beginning of this year, and the president wants to stand firm with these frontline countries, Poland chief of all.
So, Terry, President Biden continues to vow that he will not send U.S. troops into Ukraine. So what is on the table now at this point?
Well, certainly lethal weaponry by the trainload going into Ukraine. No question the United States is providing a great deal, $800 million more after $1 billion initially, and those are those extremely valuable Stinger missiles, surface-to-air missiles, to shoot down Russian planes and helicopters, and they've been very effective. The Russian Air Force backing off of some areas of Poland because of the air defense that the Ukrainians have been able to mount with the help of those and other systems provided by NATO and the United States. Those Javelin anti-tank weapons, a lot of blasted tanks out there. There's, with the turrets thrown hundreds of feet, showing the force of those Javelin anti-tank missiles. Lots of other small arms, ammunitions, vehicles. Of course, what President Zelensky wants is more. He's asked for a no-fly zone. It's clear he's not going to get that. Now he's asking for aircraft and tanks, major weapon systems that NATO has so far declined to give him, once again being concerned about the possible provocative effect that would have on Vladimir Putin and the possibility that Putin would read that as an act of war by NATO and would be off into what the president has described as World War III.
Yesterday, we saw that you had a chance to interview NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg about President Zelensky's plea for military aid. What exactly did he have to say about that, and what more did he tell you, Terry, that stands out?
Well, he certainly wants to send the message that despite NATO's reluctance and refusal to provide those decisive major weapon systems, fighter aircraft and tanks so far, that NATO is making a difference on the battlefield. He is trying to say that the arms that the United States and other NATO countries are providing Ukraine, and the expertise and the training and the intelligence and the communications capabilities, are making a difference. Here's what he had to say.
But again, we are providing a wide range of different types
of tanks, not aircraft.
But I'm a bit careful going into all the details of exactly what we are providing. We see that what we are providing is helping. It's helping to shoot down planes and also destroy invading Russian tanks. But NATO has two responsibilities. We have the responsibility to provide support to Ukraine. We are doing that. We are imposing sanctions on Russia, but we also have a responsibility to prevent this conflict from escalating beyond Ukraine.
That part has Republicans back at home scratching their
That's
heads.
the crucial question for NATO and for President Biden. They don't want a NATO-Russia war, two nuclear-armed powers going at it. But right now, Russia is back on its heels. It's reconsidering this attack, the nature of it. They're digging in some places. And the Ukrainians are going on the offensive. So there is an argument to be made that the war could be brought to a quicker halt with more and more lethal aid to Ukraine. Right now, those big systems are not on the table. Kira?
All right, well, what's on the table for you? You have now gone from Brussels to Poland. What's next?
I'm going to Ukraine tomorrow. I'll be going back and be driving here from Poland. It's 5-6 hours to Lviv in the western part of Ukraine and be reporting from there. I was there before the war. I also spent time there in 2014 and 2015 when Russia took Crimea, when the revolution in Kiev happened, and when the war in the east began as well, and the Russian-backed separatists there shot down that Dutch airliner. So I've had a lot of time there. I'm keen on getting back and seeing what happened. I want to get a sense of the war and the people of Ukraine, who have always struck me as remarkable, and I'm looking forward to that.
We look forward to it as well. Terry, talk to you soon.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.